One. One.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Midwest Speedfest 2020. We had quite a strong start with Sonic Mania by Kiwami. She did wonderfully, and now we have yet another good run, ICEY by emeraldaly. All bosses this time. How are you feeling about that, Emerald?
By emeraldaly. All bosses this time. How are you feeling about that, Emerald?
Hi there, I'm emeraldaly. This will be ICEY.
I think
are we ready to go?
would you like a countdown? First of all, yeah, Chinese has won the bid war for the narration.
Would you like a countdown? First of all, yeah, Chinese has won the bid war for the narration.
I personally am excited for that because I can actually understand it, so...
As
if I can't understand English like I'm speaking right now. This is all just a translator.
As if I can't understand English like I'm speaking right now.
I think we're ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Alright. Alright, this is ICEY. This is kind of two video games in one. It's really, I've never played anything quite like it. On its face, it's a sci-fi themed hack and slasher, as you're seeing here, very stylish, very inherently fast-paced. That's what drew it to me as a speedrun. But it's equal parts the Stanley Parable, which I've never quite, like I say, seen that in a game before. We have this narrator telling us what to do. The Chinese narrator, I don't speak Chinese, but it's evident he's a much better actor than the English narrator, and fair play, because this game was made in China. Chinese is the original narration.
Just a quick question, do you have the stream in the background by chance? There's apparently an echo, people are saying, so I don't know what it is.
There's apparently an echo, people are saying, so I don't know what it is.
Okay, no worries, sorry.
No, that's just my terrible microphone.
Okay, no worries, sorry.
I've ordered a replacement, so someday this will never happen again, but it is what it is.
Hey, don't be defeated. You can do this. We're rooting for you here, Emerald.
Hey, don't be defeated. You can do this. We're rooting for you here, Emerald.
Thanks. I'm just gonna close the marathon chat.
Is everything alright? Sorry.
Is everything alright? Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
It's just my
No, please do not think that. I was honestly thinking of something on my end as well, so please do not worry. Emerald, I want you to make sure you're doing alright.
Please do not worry. Emerald, I want you to make sure you're doing alright.
That right there is where the route diverges. If you were doing any percent, you would not come to this area. This area has a boss in it, though, so come here and kill that boss. It's a boss that seems required the first time you play the game because it rewards you with an enhanced dash ability, but you don't actually need it. And I believe comes a point where the game just grants it to you anyway. Basically, the combat's kind of brainless in NG+. You just use one move over and over, basically. It's called Deadly Disc. The speedrun for the new game categories are basically just about how fast you can get this ability and level it up. You sacrifice a little bit of HP to become just a whirling dervish of blades. And sacrificing HP doesn't even matter all that much because when the crystals are released, you've probably seen that attack a few times. When the crystals are released and you detonate them, that also heals you. Also, anytime you enter a boss room, it heals you completely. So sacrificing HP is really not a big deal. This is likely the first boss you will fight in a casual playthrough. As I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be. Actually, I stand corrected, it's not this guy that awards the enhanced dash ability, it's actually a mini-boss in the same area. Though, you would never do the mini-boss in a speedrun, of course. For this category, we basically do everything the narrator tells us to. There is one exception. Oh, why did I come up here? That was very weird. There is one boss in an entirely optional area that you might not even find on your first playthrough. It's definitely the sort of game where you have to look in all the nooks and crannies to find things. Just a few quick cycles of Deadly Disc. You can also do a sort of version of Deadly Disc from midair if you triple attack. However, it doesn't confer the iframes that an actual Deadly Disc does. That's the other thing. You sacrifice a little bit of HP to become, as I say, the whirling dervish of blades, while ignoring all other sources of damage, so it's really OP. Back the way we came a little bit. Now the arrows point us toward the city of Ultimopolis, as it's described in the game. Weirdly enough, the achievements for the game refer to this city as Emberville. Don't quite know what's up with that. There's also the next boss we're going to find is called Puck, and the achievement for beating him refers to him as Parker. So I don't really know what's up with that, but it's kind of an idiosyncrasy this game has. Yeah, if you want to, you can get through those gates before they close without having to kill Thor. It's tight, but it's designed to work that way. It's not something speedrunners found. There's the crystal attack I mentioned earlier. Whenever you attack the weak point, like basically like this, but this is finishing off the boss entirely, it does release these crystals into the air which you can charge up and detonate. And it damages everything on screen. If anything is off screen, but still within the same fight arena, it won't actually hit them. And apparently the dash ability used to be even more OP. There's posts on the speedrun.com forum about somebody losing interest in running the game, quote-unquote, because they nerfed the dash. I can't imagine what it would have been like if this is the nerfed version, because it is so OP as it is. Now, if you notice there, my health actually went quite low, but it's not really anything to worry about. And you may notice I jump into the air before... Is this right? I can't know. There's two sequences of dashing through the air in similar looking tunnels. One ends in a spot like that, and that one doesn't. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I jump into the air a little bit before dashing. That actually is significantly faster than dashing while standing on the ground. It's, you know, this versus this. You could even see the difference, honestly. The only catch is you have to not get stuck going through a door or some other opening. Which is a little easy to do if you don't know where they are. That was a pretty good fight. And if there's any donations to be read during the run, now's the time. Nothing's gonna
Alright, Awesome, you're doing very well, and you weren't kidding when honestly people willing to see this game. This game is beautiful. I really like this game. Anyhow, we have one donation. We have one from NeoXall, $10, saying good luck to Shug on the Final Fantasy VIII run later. I'll be looking forward to it. Donating $10 and giving the name of the Reaper, I believe. Sorry, not the Reaper, the Griever as Mufasa. There's another bid war for the name in Final Fantasy VIII. That is Squall's name, the main character of Final Fantasy VIII. We have Bedgoob at $1, Mutski at $100, and Pringle, just the one, at $218.
Thanks everyone for your donations. This is the one time we don't obey the narrator. This area, the Marionette Theater, is wholly optional. Most of the game's particularly creative alternate endings happen here. So this is a good spot to check out in a casual playthrough of the game. There is also a boss here, of course. It's at the top of this elevator ride. Now, there's not a whole lot of technique or nuance to this run. You basically just put your foot on the gas pedal and don't let go. Oh, that guy survived. I often thought of this as a good game for people who are just starting speedrunning to learn, because there's no super crazy tricks to it. There's not really even any unintended skips. There's one really small thing that I can think of that'll be coming up in a bit. But it's just movement and technique, basically. Well, I just said there's no technique. Movement and fights. And the fight's pretty simple in this category. Some people say this guy's the hardest boss in the game. I don't really see how. Even in a casual playthrough, he's potentially the biggest troll. He's kind of throwing me around a lot, but as far as living through the fight, no, there's a much harder boss. And we'll get to see, after killing Jack, what the game's alternate endings look like, because there is an example of one here. Various alternate endings that the game has have you end up back in this laboratory area, and there's a bunch of different things that can ensue. You can see like prototype designs from early versions of this game. You can end up in a demo for an entirely different game. There's one ending where the narrator's quote-unquote wife kills him. Just all kinds of different stuff. There's a K-pop music video. I don't know if it's K-pop. It's, we call it Girl Power. I don't know if that's the name of the band or what. But yeah, and they always end up with that screen of words being typed, just some really vague lore, and then you come back here. You have to go here. The rules of NG+, this game doesn't have a true, quote-unquote, true NG+ system, but you can redo the levels you've already done, and the rules for the NG+ run category is you can only access areas you've accessed during the run you're doing, which of course makes all the sense in the world, but in that particular case, you have to go to an area that's one screen away from the next area for progression, which is kind of silly, but like I say, it makes all the sense in the world from a rules standpoint. May recognize that as Thor, a boss we killed earlier, and his black-armored clone, really. They're pretty much the same. I'm sure I'm not being a very good evangelist for this game, but if you ever do play this game yourselves and listen to the English narration, the guy is not a very good voice actor, so it's kind of refreshing to play in a different language for once. I don't believe there's any difference in speed. Wow, that has never happened before. At least not to me. Alright, this is Ideon. This is the only boss with 1 health bar. The other ones all have 2, except for the last boss. The last boss has 5. Without upgrades, this is actually a pretty tough fight. On NG+, though, it's just hard fight low. Goodbye. Yeah, I used to think you wanted to charge up those crystals longer to do more damage. It actually doesn't work that way. You just want to suck them in and let them out as quickly as possible. Because if you get hit while you're charging them, they won't do any damage. Those little arm dudes have shields, so it's a little tougher to kill them. You can see doing the finisher move restored quite a bit of my health to allow me to do more deadly discs. This is the one tiny little unintended skip, is you can get off that elevator just like a couple of seconds early. Oh, come on. Quit trolling me. What can happen sometimes is you'll have enemies just way off to the edge of whichever arena you're in, and they won't get hit by the crystal AoE, and you have to go chase them down. It costs all your time. There's one little skip, this trapdoor in the roof. It takes you to a later section of this traversal. I never even knew that was there until I watched the world record speedrun.
随着点头，艾希终于走出了石门。
Honestly, one of the things I need to get a better hang on to bring my time down a little bit further is to not do quite so many death throws. Because while potent, they do have a pretty lengthy animation. So doing them against lesser enemies is honestly just a waste of time. Doing them against that guy there probably helped. Now, coming up is the one boss that I consider an actual threat to kill me in a speedrun. Up there is Trinity. The boss in the next room is Dahal. If you spare Trinity, which involves just standing there for, I believe it's 4 minutes, while the narrator increasingly encourages you to kill her, this boss will actually not fight you. He'll just stand down and let you pass. Oh, dang it. This is the one fight where there is a little bit of technique and nuance. Ah, the crystals didn't get him. It's kinda sucky. I don't want to get hit by his deadly disc. It is just as potent as mine. And I have no shield. The shield does regenerate, but obviously it's slow to wait for it. But I'm gonna have to, I think. Yeah, there it's back. And there it's gone again. Woo! And I can't do Deadly Disc. This is really bad. I might just die. Okay, that was so very close. We got there. Alright, final stretch here. Don't know what the deal is with all the eyes on the screens in the background. I see this screen here, are you ready? Yes or no? One of the most hidden achievements, trophies in the PS4 version is to just repeatedly say no to that. The narrator gets a little aggravated if you do. This is the final boss, this is Judas. He has 5 health bars, but he's really not a threat. So get ready on time, it'll be in under 1 minute. Hasn't even spawned any pads. That's kinda rare. Okay, get ready on time. Time.
Alright, I'm just getting the time for you right now. Give me just a second.
Alright, I'm just getting the time for you right now. Give me just a second.
22:56.
22:56.
Cool.
No, thank you for being here. Honestly, Emerald, this was a really fun run to see, and I'm really glad you got to showcase the game off. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate it.
Showcase the game off. Thank you so much.